What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with more Emberfell Whispers from the Stars. I'm, of course, your GM, your DM for the night, Jumbo Thick. And we're joined by most of the casting crew of the crew. Let's go ahead and, unfortunately, Velree's not going to be able to make it tonight, but we've got everyone else. So let's start with old Dan Decker.
Hello, everyone. As GM DM said, I am Dan Decker, playing the lovable. He's not a rogue, but he's roguish. His name is Mogish, and he's a bugbear with 10-foot reach. He's about 8 foot tall. Just think of a shaggy version. Well, I mean Chewbacca / Worf. That's Mo. Crossbow expert. He'll drop you from 400 feet, and yeah. We'll see if he can redeem the honor of his hometown.
Indeed. And then we can't see him, but I'm told he's here. Rogar.
Hello, everyone. I am Jumbo Smooth. I'll be playing Rogar, son of Amu, this evening. He's a 7'5" white dragonborn barbarian. He's got a headband of intellect that's a ring around his eye. So he's smarter than most barbarians, you know. He's not a dum-dum anymore. But he's ready to get this started.
Is he ever really a dum-dum? Come on. Yes. And then, how about we'll slide on over to old Tristan Varel, Doobie 209.
Yes, Tristan Varel here. Coming at you from the stormy weather outside. Tristan Varel hails from the thundering summits of above Silva Durai, and he needs more magic items. That's basically what we're gonna get at here. He only has like 4. That's not enough.
Woo,
he only has 4 because someone gave him a dagger for self-defense reasons.
Okay.
But he needs more.
He needs more. Yep, that's what I'm hearing. Sure. Well, I'll work on that for you.
Thank you.
And then, last but not least, Andrea playing Zune.
Hi, I'm playing Zune, a drow bard, and I'm really excited to learn more about this bugbear tree woman.
Tree woman, yes, indeed. Well, if you guys see me step off to the screen for a moment, I'm not feeling well, but I'm here, and I'm doing this. So, if I start coughing,
Jesus,
you're making fun of me. All right.
Start throwing up.
I'm not throwing up. I just I'm coughing excessively. So no, but I'm probably not going to be able to do all the voices that I normally do. Regardless, so last we left off, the crew has found themselves within the Shrieking Forest in pursuit of a ritual book of Boel that was taken in here by the previous attendant that went missing, that may hold the secrets to not only unbinding Moog from his service to the Dredger, but also a cure for the Red Death Plague that has recently afflicted several of his family members and almost the town of Brunwood, and has been a thorn in Broadjaw's side for generations. However, after entering, braving the cold, making a friend that they let die, and of course, wandering the fog-enshrouded forest, coming across not only sources of plague, but also ethereal fragments of lost souls, including banshees calling the living to their doom, and an oppressive air of undeath. After all of this stumbling around, camping the night, you did manage to find what you later discovered to be the Forgotten Grove. The small jotted note that the previous attendant had left is a possible clue as to where she might be going for information. You entered into this area to find that, unlike most of the woods that you've been in so far, a place of pure light, heavily warded and protected, and also protected by guardian spirits that may or may not have been instructed to attack anything that managed to make it through the barriers unbidden. And apparently, a wizened old bugbear woman known as Shaman Ono. The last tree. That's at least all you got out of her. Yeah, and that's pretty much where we are going to pick up. So, we were in the middle of combat. We were ending combat because you guys had not managed to tiptoe past the guardian spirits that were protecting the perimeter of I call it a hovel, but it's a large singular structure, decently large. I described you previously as mostly made out of wood and like kind of grown aspects to it. A roof made out of vines that kind of looks like thatch almost. A large hole in the top of it where the light that you see is actually radiating down in almost like a solid beam from the sky at the top of the kind of dome-like area that you're in, as there is just complete darkness at a certain point. But to refresh you guys about Ono, she...
Oh, no.
Do I lose somebody?
No.
Okay.
They're all here.
She looks like, let me find her. That's the wrong thing. There we go. Okay. She's definitely a old female bugbear. She has a stooped walk. She wears a wrap covering most of her face and kind of shoulders, and most of her head that she had pulled back to reveal her old wizened looks. There's small twigs and clots of dirt kind of like sticking out of parts of her blue fur. And she walks with a gnarled looking staff that is made from the heart of a blue blossom tree, which I don't necessarily should have told you that, but now you know, so you can imagine it.
I want it.
Yeah. So that's what she looks like. She's about maybe 30, 40 feet from Tristan Zune that had teleported across the small natural bridge that had formed itself over the little brook within this sacred space. What are you guys doing?
I start elbowing Zune. Say something.
Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. You are a tree?
No, I am not a tree.
Okay.
What are you doing? She's a bugbear.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
she's a
she
bugbear,
said she
right?
was the elder
Yes.
tree, right? She said she was the elder tree.
The last
Yeah,
tree is what you
The last tree.
said.
That's it.
Yep. She looks like a bugbear, Zune. I don't see any trees.
Well, then why'd she say she was the last tree? She doesn't seem like a liar.
I don't know. Hacks do weird things. You just talk to her.
Well, ma'am, it's lovely to meet you. We really did not mean to cause any disruption, and we apologize for the interruption. We are actually looking for a couple of things. One being a cleric who may have come here with a book of cures for the plague. And what else was it you needed? Oh yeah, your face. And maybe a cure for what has befallen our friend who, from what you're saying, I'm guessing maybe he's a descendant of yours or a related party, part of the vine. I don't.
It's at this point, I should mention that the large fire elemental that was looming over Moog and the rest of them.
Yeah.
It has kind of died down, and then it just fizzled away at this point.
Good.
The two other wooden guardians have stepped back and resumed their post, and whenever they kind of shove themselves into the ground, you watch as their arms kind of untether themselves and come up into branches once again. And to everyone, they are almost, if you had not seen them outside of Tristan Varel, you guys would never be able to distinguish them from another tree.
That is very impressive, ma'am.
Well, you almost harmed my spirits. Guardians. They're out to look for anyone that's not supposed to be here. But you, she points out towards Moog, the clan finally sent someone. Are you to take my place?
We can talk about that. Take your place as to
Come.
do what?
Come
Guard
here.
these woods?
Come here.
Oh, okay, all right. I go over to her. See what we do.
In her stooped form, she's probably only
Yeah.
like
Oh, I would
and a half feet
make
tall
myself,
or so.
accessible to her.
Her long arm kind of reaches out and grabs a hold of you. She kind of pulls you
Still
in.
got a 10-foot reach.
She starts smelling you.
Mm.
No, you cannot be the right one.
No, well, not covered in all this barnacles. No, probably not.
You have no gift, no spark.
Well, I don't know what you speak of, ma'am.
Where's your shaman?
I don't know of a shaman. I've been out on an adventure trying to track down my cousin. I just came back to talk to my grandfather about it, and this was what was happening. Now he's infected with death, and so are certain other folk, and it's just running wild out there. And we're here to look for a cure. That's what we're doing.
She looks over towards Rogar. You travel with beasts.
Rogar takes no offense. He just kind of stares at her.
These are my companions. They've been true and helpful on all of my adventures. Rogar's one of my best friends.
The dragons and their kin are one of the reasons I live this way.
Well, I'm sure not all dragon kin are the same. Rogar here's proven to be rather intelligent and incredibly powerful.
If I may. Oh no.
Shaman,
Perhaps that-
you.
Of course. Apologies. Shaman. Perhaps the dragons you speak of was one green, a
I do not know.
humanoid-like creature.
Do not know their colors.
That is all. I am searching for a green dragonborn, one like mine. Looks similar to me, a female.
There's much tending to be done. Just come in, make this quick. She turns around and begins to walk into her hovel.
Or walking after her.
I will follow.
Stay frosty.
Stay frosty.
Exy.
Oh.
As you-
Rogar, what does she mean by the dragons are the reason why she lives out here?
I do not know.
Could it be
All I
related-
knew about dragons was taught to me by Sensu. I know there's a kingdom to the west, but I don't have great knowledge of what they have done in the past. I know that there was a war, and that's about it.
Could it be related to the alleged dragon that supposedly lives in an elven temple out here? Unless I got that all mixed up.
Very true.
His name.
If what Moog told us really happened.
Roxon the Clever was his name.
Oh. Nice.
The Wraith of the Woods.
Are we in
That's
the
all, yeah.
hovel yet?
As you enter into the hovel,
Damn it!
you find a first off, the walls are relatively thick, probably 2 or 3 feet thick, and they do look like they're like grown, almost like several trees have grown together to make like a solid wall. Very unusual. So it's not it's more natural looking than it is worked, obviously, but there is some sculpture that has gone into several places of it. You see all manners of dried herbs, bizarre bottles, and of course, what you can't miss is a small pallet of basically just kind of like the equivalent of just like hay, and several skins and used for blankets for a bed. That's more than likely the shaman's bedding, and a very primitive-looking altar that is made from bone, hide, and wood, decorated with animal skulls. And there's a large statue of a humanoid figure made of wood. The figure is heavily furred, wearing a simple loincloth and standing upright on both legs, each ending in clawed feet. 2 long arms, heavily muscled, emerge from its shoulders, one drooping toward the ground, while the other is raised high and clutching a bleeding heart. Its face is bestial, looking with a flat nose and enlarged fangs. 2 amber gems fill sunken eye sockets, and they sparkle in the light, almost making them appear alive. The statue is also large. It's somewhere between like 6 to 7 feet tall, and it's up on this raised altar in the center, where it's open air above it.
This is a lovely piece.
Is that God?
You can make me a religion check. Anybody that would know about the gods?
Ooh, it's a 2. I love it.
That's not gonna work.
I have no idea who this man is.
Nope, Trist has no idea. Do you want to roll Zune? And Moog, you can go and roll too.
I don't have any sort of specialty in religion, but I can try.
It'll be for that's fine. Go ahead. This will be for tails.
You're half proficient.
Natural 20, so a 23.
Oh. Who knows all?
Let's see.
This one's fucked up. I know this one.
Let's see what Moog knows. Moog knows nothing. So, you know what? I should roll for Velree, just in case. Just because
Zune knows everything.
Zune does know. Oh, Velree is a
Just
-1.
Dear God.
That's like
Nope.
atheist when it comes to religion.
All right.
-1 skill check. Hello, everybody.
There's the thunder.
Under, yeah.
Good background noise. So,
I mean, natural folk.
exactly. So, Zune, while you're not eerily familiar with the figure, you have heard in a few tales that you've picked up along your journey of a deity known as Belus, the father of beasts. Not heavily worshipped within the dynasty. This would be very thin wisps of information that you've kind of sussed out over several tall tales, probably from sailors passing by, maybe even from the infamous ship captain that you've been laying the pipe to. But that's about all you get from it. All you get from it is some kind of god of the hunt in nature in some kind of way. But even with a natural 20, because your level of understanding is not as great as many others, that's what you understand now.
This is a beautiful statue of Belus, ma'am.
Mm.
Oh yes, Belus. I knew it all along.
Yes, you know the father of beasts. Good. You do not look like the Ferrofin. She looks you over, Zune. I've not seen one of your color pigmentation. Strange.
Out of character, can I roll to know what the heck a Ferrofin is?
Sure.
What do I roll for that religion again?
That would be this would be a history check, and it'd be a very difficult history check.
That's
Tris,
great.
Tris can roll too.
Okay, and if I offer assistance or do my own roll.
Yeah, I did not do well. I did 12 like Ferrofin.
I got a 13. Yes.
Yay, you're one higher than me.
Roll a 4.
Trist, Zune, you have no idea what the hell a Ferrofin is. Neither of you.
A Ferrofin is that slipped my mind what it was.
Strange things have been going on in the outside world. It has been so long since the clans have sent replacement shaman. I am the last. We are dwindling. I fear we will not be able to protect the site for much longer. But you need aid, and that is what we are here for. We are here to guide the bugbear people.
Have you happened to see someone who looked, well, you said you haven't really seen anyone that looked like me. Have you not seen anyone at all that looks like me wandering through this woods? Dark skin.
Not like you, no.
Well, we'd heard tale of there being some elven temple with a dragon in it or something. I don't know. It was kind of convoluted when we were reading notes that led us out here in the first place. Would you happen to know of anything there?
You see her kind of walking over to like a small pot. There's a small fire next to the altar. She kind of takes the lid off.
She hallucinate.
And she takes like a large dousing, I don't know what it's called, a dipper. Dips something out of this pot, begins to kind of pour it into several cups.
No.
That'd be a ladle, perhaps?
Ladle, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
I like
Ladle,
the dipper.
ladle.
I like the dipper.
She
Grab the
dipped it
dipper.
in the pot. Ladle. She poured it in the cup.
Are you done now? Thank you, Dan. As we get all of these cups poured out, she puts them. She begins to reach down, and almost like a plate like setting kind of forms out of wood in her hand and lifts the cups up, and she shuffles over. We shall take tea and discuss terms.
Don't mind if I do.
What terms?
Nog would graciously take the tea and discuss terms.
I will take the tea, but before I drink it, I'm wanting to know what the terms are.
Is this a tradition that we've seen before?
No, it's not.
Okay.
By taking this tea, am I already agreeing to the terms?
You would not partake in the tea. You would disrespect me like such.
Absolutely not. I just want to make sure I fully understand the rituals. So
Sit.
I'm sitting.
Sit, Zoom. Sit down.
I'm sitting.
She kind of hunches down, sits on the floor. I see by your clothing and the strange individuals you have with you. She does look towards Velree. And you forgot about Lalak as well, the other
Oh yeah.
your other bugbear companion, who's just
Sit
kind
down,
of
Lilac.
quietly is kind of shadowing Moog.
Quit talking so much, Lilac.
And Moog. She looks towards Velree. Strange indeed. Well, you seem familiar somehow. She looks towards all of you. It is easy to see that much has changed. It appears I have been forgotten. Long forgotten. We will strike a new deal. I will inform you of several things in this wood. I will instruct you in ways out, ways in, things you need.
Yes.
But you will make a deal with me. You shall provide suitable vessels to take over as the last tree tender.
By vessels, will they retain their spirit and their consciousness, or will their bodies be used to house someone else's spirit?
Do you think I am some kind of witch doctor? Some barbarian? No,
Absolutely not.
I need pupils. I need more.
Kristen's drinking that tea.
Yeah, I'm drinking some tea. Well, this doesn't seem like it would be too difficult. What are you looking for in a pupil? Just so that we know.
They must have the spark.
What does the spark do?
She kind of holds out her hand, and like a small flower grows out of the tips of her fingers.
Oh, she's looking for druids. Okay.
They must have the spark. They must be able to speak, communicate with Belus, fulfill his needs, fulfill his desires. Should this sacred grove fall, It would mean great destruction for many.
Is there a way for us to test individuals to see if they have this spark before we bring them out here to you so that we don't waste your time?
That is a good question. She kind of
She needs to roll for it.
stands
See.
up.
She knows.
She shuffles over, and she finds a. She's rifling through a couple things. It's almost like a primitive looking trunk. You hear a couple things kind of moving around. Here. She pulls out what looks like a. It looks like a. Like the tip of an arrow, like an arrowhead. It's made of bone, and there is actually a shaft on it, but it's broken. There's no fletching on the end. Looks like it's been broken for quite some time. She holds it with with almost like reverence, being very careful not to touch the tip. This, here, they must have the gift of magic, and once their skin is pierced with the tip, they will be capable of learning what is needed, taking over. They need not be forced, but I need relief. I can do this not much longer.
How many pupils? Oh, sorry, ma'am. Please continue.
I have been doing this for 600 years.
I could see the need for a break.
Does the grove protect? What does it hold at bay?
It protects these woods.
How so?
Well, have you not seen the barriers?
I have seen the barriers, but there are numerous dangerous creatures that live within.
Yes, that has been the reason for the walkers. I had to aid them long ago. Not just us, the tenders had to resort to a more barbaric way. They help keep the things in. But should I have more tree tenders, they would not be necessary. We could contain the malice that seeps through this center much more easily.
Is there a way to destroy this malice?
None that I know of.
What is the cause of the malice? Where did it originate?
Happened long ago. It was... I do not know the word you use these current times. The division. A split of reality. It had happened to the Faravan. They lived in the city of Emily. They were friendly. They are Silavan, elves, bronze skin, experts hunters. They had allied themselves with the vicious horde to drive back the old ones. Long ago, they were friends, and they were betrayed by Caraxen and his mate shortly after this division. And once that took place, the city was destroyed. Caraxen made his roost, and the fog, the shadow seeped forth.
Is Caraxen still alive?
I know not. I hear him grumble often. He bellows out. The walkers keep him contained if he... I do not know his state, but there's been many other intruders and other threats that have sprung up since then.
Are you familiar with a disease that comes from the woods?
Yes, you speak of the death pox. Red flowers, yes? She kind of motions over towards the table, and you see 4, they look almost like wooden vials. and they have little stoppers on them. See, I have antidote for pox. Here, I keep a great many things. That is one of the many things that has sprung up. There is what can only be described as the Crimson Seedbed has taken root under the rule of a abomination known as Morculus, the Tyrant. He spreads this seed, this death.
But you say you have the cure for it.
I have a cure, a temporary cure. I'm sure it is the ones that, well, you say you have no shaman, so maybe you do not have possession of this any longer.
No.
It must be administered quickly. Otherwise, it is permanent.
We are short on time for certain folk. How quickly? It may already be too late.
Within several minutes.
Does it look similar to the concoction we already have?
If you were to go look at it, yes. It's basically the temporary antidote that you guys have.
It's not. Okay.
This individual you mentioned who's spreading this, is this a physical entity that could possibly be destroyed?
The walkers have described abominations wandering forth and whatnot from this seed bed. I have never been myself. I do not know. However, we could make the deal. Did you guys all give your names?
I don't think we did.
I'm gonna assume we'll just go ahead and say you guys gave your names, just for the sake of,
Yeah.
just
No.
you,
Okay.
you. And she looks towards Moog. We can make an accord. I see many things I could just show you what I see. But I will make a single deal. The choice is yours. And depending on terms, it may change. Moog, she hands you
Yep.
no. She'll do this for everybody. She approaches the small fire, and she kind of reaches into kind of like a pouch on her, like, sash. And she takes out some kind of herb and then drops it into the boiling water. And it begins to boil, and suddenly there's a thin fog begins to bubble out and then onto the ground. And within just moments, all of you need to make me Constitution saving throws. You can willingly not succeed if you'd like.
I'll willingly not succeed. Sounds like fun.
Okay.
I don't have a choice. Well, I mean, I did, but
Okay.
I'll go with you, man.
Failure at hand. Yeah, we're going on a trip.
All right.
Yeah.
Rogar failed. Trist?
16?
Trist, you pass.
Oh!
So you don't get to see the things everyone else gets to see now.
Damn it.
Oh, no.
I just sit there.
I need to roll for Velree. She would not. Well, no. We'll say that Velree
My natural ability just
allows it to take
rejects-
place.
Rejects it all.
Trist, being the not so trusting individual he is, attempts to ward himself and is able to not partake in the more hallucinogenic side effects of this particular brew.
Made stronger stuff.
As
Don't take the brown acid, man.
as the world begins to take on a green ethereal look to it, as it begins to kind of shift in and out, strange at first, the shaman Ono stands up, and she raises her hands and kind of looks towards all of you, kind of holds her hands out. And everyone, Trist, you just have a bit of a headache. Everyone else is seeing things. For one, for Rogar, you see not just the visage of himself, but you see a almost like an air of winter, like frost, almost like coming off of his person. Strangely enough, that you would not be able to see with just the naked eye. Velree looks much more bestial than you've ever seen her. More gaunt, more like limbs almost more elongated than they should be. Much more pale to look at. Trist is probably one of the strangest ones to see, as you don't just see Tristan Varel. His form is slightly changes every couple of minutes or so into the aspect of a different version of himself, as if he is not completely tethered in place. Slowly but surely, his pocket watch glows brightly with a strange light to it. Zune looks completely normal, which is probably unusual. And Moog, you see Moog as he normally is, but you also see attached to his back large chains dragging down to 2 anchors that are just dragging behind him, slowing him down, and not just this world, but his physical well-being.
Yeah. Pretty
Can
good
we-
trip.
He looks towards you, Zune. Interesting. And you guys do not see the old woman that you saw before. You see a much more lithe, standing up straight individual.
Oh.
Several feet taller than she was before.
Stay there. I'm not gonna flirt with her. I'm not gonna mess with her. She's too scary. Can we pick up the chains that Moog has? Like, are they tangible?
You do want to reach out for them?
I kind of want to touch.
Zune.
The chains.
I'm just very curious. Like,
I got a question, Zune.
oh shit, what?
Oh man, I don't know how to. I can't ask you without giving stuff away.
Okay, I'm not gonna touch the chains.
No, you can. No, I'll tell you what happens. Zune reaches out to touch the chains, and you feel them physically.
Oh, that's weird.
You touch them where they weren't there before. You can feel them. You feel not just cold, but they feel wet and slick, like they were in water. You smell the brine. It's wafting off of Moog as you get close, and the shaman kind of tilts their heads to the side. You are something special, I see.
Zune?
Well, I mean,
Does she have the spark?
She has
Or he-
something.
sorry, does he have the spark?
He has something.
hopefully not an STD,
I
but
smell no spark upon him, but there's definitely something interesting.
is that good or is that bad?
Does anybody else? Well, I'll say that Lalak reaches out to grab the chains, and his hand passes right through them.
Oh, well, all right then. I'm so disappointed in Lilac at this point. Coward, can't touch chains.
No.
It's fine.
You can't physically
Well,
touch him.
Trist, we can see and talk with Trist. He's just looking really weird.
Yes. He doesn't. Trist doesn't see any of this.
Hey, Trist, can I see your hand?
Am I there?
Yeah, you're here. Yeah.
Okay.
You
We're
just
just tripping in on
you
it.
just see all these people kind
We
of
are all
like,
physically
okay.
in the same place.
Yeah.
You're just not high, brother.
they're just kind of like looking around, talking.
So high, I see it normally.
Our pupils
Exactly.
are just
Whoa.
completely taking over our entire eyes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I put my hands out.
Well,
I'm gonna take his
I
hand.
will say, Trist, since you're the only one not messed up, you would see that everyone's eyes, their irises are no longer the normal color. They're all ethereal, like green.
That's cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Moog's one eye.
The other one's like a murky green.
Yes. So Trist, Zoom guides your hand, and his hand passes through.
Oh,
Can we move the chains? If like, are they attached to like shackles, or
They
is
appear
it...
to be like wrapped and tethered around him in several different ways. You do not see a visible way to unbind them.
Ah, okay. Well, that's tricky. Yeah. All right.
does he smell more salty?
Yeah.
Where do you smell it?
Zoom closer to. Yeah, he does. He smells much worse.
Oh, why? So,
This is what will pass one day for some of you. Some of you are undecided and interesting. You very strange, but we can make deal. I can break those shackles, Broadjaw. I can untether them from you. I need not but one ingredient. You would have to claim, and of course, the promise for relief delivered.
One takes on your mantle, are they bound to stay here the entire time?
Yes. They must tend.
What is it that I need to bring you?
I need individuals with the spark. They say you are Lord, correct?
I intend to be.
Bring me some of your people with spark. Willingly, do not force.
Indeed, of course.
what happens to you?
That's all you need. The one thing, someone with the spark, and you'll free me of these shackles.
Yes.
I think we can have an accord then.
You shall have an accord. She sits up. The
Maybe a
etherealness.
civic. Who knows?
The etherealness begins to drain. It's not a very long-lasting effect. She sits up. She raises her hand, Moog, for you to stand. And
Stand up.
Yep. She motions you over towards the altar. Kneel.
Indeed, I humble myself before the altar.
She kneels next to you, Moog. We, the children of Belus, strike this accord. Should one of us falter, may Belus claim their soul.
Do I repeat the oath? Because I will, if that's what I have to do.
It's up to you.
I would repeat the oath back. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
repeat it.
Moog repeats it. Strangely enough, some of you watching this happen, the statue almost looks like the eyes flicker and move slightly.
Shit.
We're still high though, right?
No,
Okay, I was thinking. I feel like.
So, but
Just
no.
was this just us like, a handshake deal, or is there something like happening because of this before the altar, other than the glowing eyes?
Guess you'll find out if you
Oh, okay.
don't
Sorry.
live up to your end of the bargain, Moog.
Oh, that's fair.
I will aid you now. So, you seek to free yourself of the chain. Is that it?
The change and the abomination and the barnacles, everything. I want to be myself again.
They are one and the same. Once the chains are removed, you will be free.
I feel as though I'm trading my commitment to the dredger for a commitment to this other fella.
Belus demands nothing of you. I demand of you.
That's fair. I'd rather deal with someone I can deal with.
Those are wise words indeed, Lord Broadjaw. Yeah. As your new shaman, is there anything else that you were tasked with?
We were trying to get the book. Trying to find the priestess, yeah.
Why did you need the book?
To get off the chain. And to find a cure for the Red Death. So we have those
the
two
cure
things.
for the Red Death.
Yeah.
I can also aid with a true cure. Should you bring me a direct sample from the source
Of the flower?
the sample of the plague, yes. It must be from its source, from the seedbed.
Morgulus the tyrant, that guy?
He reigns over it. He is not the seedbed.
Okay.
Wherever it stems from, it will be up to you to do the investigating. I know not all of these ways. All I know is if I have a sample of its germination, I can, with my various gifts, I can concoct a cure for this permanently, at least in small numbers.
Is there a way to prevent infection in the first place? If we're walking through a spore bed, is there something we can do to prevent it from affecting us?
She hands you one of the antidote potions. If you are exposed, you take this.
And I imagine if I'm exposed again, I would need another antidote, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It is not a normal affliction. It is one that has been, in a strange way, it has been gardened itself. Almost like a debased version of sort of what a true tender does.
Do you know where the ruined elven city was?
Come, I will show you something.
Oh, yes, let's go.
I have sent you guys something. Emailed you.
Oh my god.
She brings you over to a map. The top of the map, the large kind of gate, that is the Palanquin Gate of Brunwood. You are currently in the Forgotten Grove.
Damn.
So what is this? Is like a 2-day walk?
The woods are treacherous. You will need walkers to traverse most. I have a regular meeting with them tomorrow. If you need an escort, or I can transport you to certain places.
Did Velree speak their language? I don't think any of us spoke their
No,
language.
none of you could speak it. You, Zune, and Velree, it would be like the equivalent of hearing like ancient, like Old English. It's close, but not close enough for you to understand it. You can tell
Spanish
it
and
is
Italian.
Yeah. It's like an ancient form of Elven.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know their language, so I mean, if you can broker an arrangement.
Okay, the captain can speak our language, and some of his followers do as well.
They're
Do
pretty
you have any-
hostile. So
What was that, Roman?
Do you have any items that would help push back the veil of fog? We have this, and I show her the incense.
There is shamans. Yes, good. That is the recipe, the herbs. And she kind of hobbles over. She has a collection of similar pouches. They don't look identical, but close. Yes, I currently have 4 sacred incense of Belus collected. They should give you some shelter as long as they burn. She'll hand you 4 pouches.
Thank you.
You mentioned being able to move us where we needed to go. Is this something you can teach us? Are there wards or teleportation circles or
No,
anything?
not what these strange things you say. No, it is by the power of Belus and the spark that I can move you.
That's impressive. But getting back would be on us.
Yes, it would.
Right. Okay.
As you can see, you could seek refuge at the Walkers. They will give you shelter, and she will. Well, first she'll walk over to Moog in particular, and let me make sure I've got it right. Yes. Okay. She is going to reach out, Moog, and she's going to grasp her hand around your wrist.
Okie doke. Wrist control.
Are you going to try to throw away? Try to toss her hand away? Moog?
Gosh, no.
Okay.
Oh God, no. I was just making.
As she touches around you, almost like a wrapping, not so much a vine, but almost like a tree branch begins to grow around, almost like a bracelet.
Yeah.
And then there's almost like a small flower that kind of opens up on your wrist, almost like a watch. And it's a purple glowing flower, similar to the ones that you followed here.
Yeah.
This is my mark. As long as you bear this, they will give you passage. They will treat you fairly. They may ask of favors, but they shall respect my wishes.
That being the Walkers, asking as a player.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she will do this to everyone. I'm assuming no one's going to feud her. Okay.
It's our beer bands, y'all. We get back into the con tomorrow. Don't forget your wristband.
Oh no, the person that takes over for you, do they have to be of your kind?
Shaman. Oh no.
A bugbear?
No, they do not. There were I was one of the few of our kind. Most of us were Veravan, elves.
Is it rare for bugbear to carry the spark? Or is it just...
We had plenty of shaman in my time when I was part of the small village by the stream.
And we, what was it called then?
Well,
The village.
We used to call it New Boak,
The Boak.
in honor of the mighty Boak that slew Coraxon.
Of course.
Do you not speak his name anymore?
I bear the title of his heir, given to me by the clan, Moog, Raja, the heir of Blag.
She just furrows her brow at you. Strange.
Was it my Uncle Cuck? My Uncle Cock? My uncle would tell me stories when I was young, and I've never understood fully what it meant, but it's a title I carry with pride.
Well, do you wish to wait for the walkers, or do you wish me to transport you now?
I think
Probably
given things
right?
that we need to take care of, it's probably best if you send us on our way as quickly as you can.
Or possibly-
and we'll meet some rockets.
Or possibly we could rest first and then go. Possibly.
If you wish to rest, you will work. Then
That's
rest.
fine. That is
You need
completely
somebody to do the
acceptable.
dishes or
Many
sweep
things to
floor,
be done.
straighten the curtains, hang a picture, change light bulb.
So, or what are you guys doing?
It's probably us best to wait for the walkers, I would assume. I know we were pressed for time, but I don't like the idea of this just being transported out there.
That would give us room to
We still gotta find
rest
our way back.
also.
Yeah.
Walkers can help us.
What's the plan?
I vote wait.
I vote wait until we're fully rested and then teleport if the walkers aren't here by then. Because
Fair.
spellcasters need sleep.
Yep.
Okay.
Your little brains are burned out.
I thought we
4
long
hours.
rested not too long ago.
You
but-
did
Did
not
we?
too long ago, so you'll be taking a full day here.
Let me
Yeah.
see. I could have sworn we went through something after
Oh.
we rested.
Everybody long
We did
rested,
fight.
except
Yeah.
for Zune. You wanted the long rest
Ah.
before the fight, so Zune used his stuff during the fight.
Yeah. You know what? But it's just like a 4-hour long rest. We could go into danger and just sit there for 4 hours and hope for the best, you know?
Sure. Yeah, it'd be fine.
I didn't get Liamon's tiny hut.
Or we would be fine with a short rest if need be. So I just need to heal a little bit of health, and that should be it.
I'll just go with the flow. Whatever you guys want.
I'm currently 5x5, so what am I?
Trish, do you want to teleport or you want to wait?
I think we should wait for the walkers.
Mm-hmm.
Long
we can
rest
help out
it
around
is.
Cool.
So,
I mean, we're gonna
We'll help
chop
them.
some wood.
you are instructed to gather
Chop a broccoli.
wood. You are not chopping anything. You are
Damn.
instructed not to harm any of the many flowers or
I want to get
trees.
shirtless and split the logs with my axe.
We're not splitting logs. She has particular jobs for Velree and Rogar. Hunting. She needs 2 stags hunted.
Very well.
I need you to make
We'll
a
do this.
survival roll, Rogar. Well, you know what? You have that part of your background.
I do. I'm able to collect meat wherever
Yeah,
I am.
so we'll say that between Velree and Rogar, you guys are able to hunt down 2 of these larger stags, no problem. Moog,
I just get this picture of Rogar kind of sitting there in the woods, inviting the stag, the deer over to him, and then just
it's much more predatory. I'm sure.
I don't know.
Evergardo.
Quiet,
Here's my
Disney
javelin,
princess
you know?
singing.
Yeah, he's
That's
sitting there
just
waiting.
Disney princess.
Javelin.
Ah.
Javelin. Moog.
But you were saying,
You and Lawlak are
Mhm.
you are given some of these long thick ropes, and you are told to replace some of the damaged sections along the barrier, and she kind of instructs you where to do it. Your 10-foot reach allowing you to
Yeah.
reach the higher branches to do so.
cool. Yeah,
Uh,
fixing stuff.
Trist, while this is happening, she asks for you in particular. You have an air of an apothecary about you. No, I do not know what this word you speak is, but you can mix, correct?
I dabble.
Good. And she hands you several solutions.
Oh god.
Not solutions, but like raw ingredients, and she wants you to mortar and pestle mix them. Zune,
Shooting the shit with her.
she takes you aside, Zune, and kind of walks out to the stream. She sit.
Pushes you in
Sitting.
Okay. You have an air of a spinner of yarn, one that is good with words.
Occasionally, I try to be.
What do you know of that thing on your back?
I'm assuming she means the lover's fruit.
She does.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I kind of found it in a cave and fixed it up a little bit. I don't really know anything about it.
Nothing. Well, I shall tell you a story. It's very old story passed down of well, it is hard to explain. A tale of love and loss and betrayal. There were 3, and they were Feraven. This is very long ago. Before my time, the story's been passed down. The 3 were known as Mithal, Typhal, and Zeist. Zeist being the most beautiful woman that had existed in much of the land, the other 2 being brothers that both pined for her affections. One, Mithal was more gifted when it came to wood sculpting. The other more gifted in sailing. You see, the stream was considered sacred, a sacred route. It is all dried up now, but once this land was teeming with water and rivers. Before the great separation, this schism that the cloaked elf talks about, these 3 were inseparable. They grew up together. They lived together. They were chosen to be part of a great gathering to take on the creatures that were assailing us from the stars. And in so doing, they were elevated to a higher status to embody the principles of what they would become. This thing you have is a gift from Mithlar to Zeist. He gave it to her on the day of what was to be their wedding, when he found her in his brother's arms. He was said to have shattered it and walked away.
I'm not trying to destroy the mood. My audio, because of the storm, keeps fritzing. I missed the last sentence. I am so sorry. All the way down to, he gave this gift to her, found her in her brother's arm on their wedding day, Nifal's wedding day to Zeus.
Yes.
He found her in the arms of Typhal.
Yes.
Oh, that's juicy. But I missed the something said after that.
So said that, and he shattered the gift. And they all went their separate ways. All were steeped in shadow and death, and so they took up positions of aspects of this themselves, and they still exist to this day.
Really? Where do they exist?
I don't know where this is. This is just a tale that has been told from several generations within the grove.
How long ago did this happen?
Oh, long, long ago.
That's very interesting. Do you have any suggestions on using this?
No, I just thought it would be a nice thing for you to know where it comes from.
Damn audio. She said it would just be a nice gift for you to know. Still nothing. Nothing. Nope. Someone sent it in the chat to her. There you go.
We foul before.
So, any questions, Zoom?
I put up my earbuds. I can hear again.
Ah, I see.
So I have, the last thing I heard was that I asked, how do I use this? And then she started talking and then everything started to cut out.
Okay. She basically just said that she just wanted you to know.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Not at this time. If I meet any of them, they would be in this grove, correct?
Oh, no. They've long since departed the forest. They have gone far and probably to different... what is the word? Different realms. You know one of them.
And she looks kind of in the direction of where Moog is. You kind of see Moog tethering some stuff up.
Mithar. Mito. Like, you are familiar with, I'm sure. I smell the stink of...
Okay, I didn't see that to her. Fangirling.
I smell the stink of death upon you. You've died recently.
Tried to bathe afterward, but...
And of course, as she glances back towards Moog, that is, of course, the Dredger.
Oh my gosh. So...
Also known as Typhus.
Well, that is fascinating. And what became of Zeist?
You mean Zistra,
Zeistra.
the sculptor, the Lady of Death?
Oh well.
No, not the water bearer. She is one steeped in shadow and death. She is, well, different.
Does she go by any other names?
The sculptor.
Just the sculptor. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for that history. That's very fascinating. Is there anywhere where I can learn more?
Give me a religion check, Zoom. Because you might know some things already.
I need somebody in the party to be affiliated with Zistra.
Yeah. Let me enlarge this. Go down. Let's see, religion. Probably not going to be great. I'd really like it if I could get a high religion. Come on, buddy. Not great. 17.
17's pretty good. Not great. 17. It's pretty good. So, the sculptor. She's often. You've at least heard of her depiction, and this is very relevant to you, Zoom, because she's considered despite what she represents, she's considered an aspect of also beauty in a strange way. She's depicted as a curvy woman with two different color eyes that are usually glowing with almost like musky kind of light. She wears revealing silks, and she often is depicted sipping from a glass of fine ambrosia while lounging amongst the skulls and remains of her admirers.
I think I could get behind this religion, but not gonna.
She is a patron of the arts.
I'm definitely getting behind this religion. Okay, I found religion. I found God, Zistra. How do I become an acolyte of Zistra?
So, one thing, Zoom, she's called the Sculptor because for some reason she has a desire to perfect and mold beauty, and she considers herself an artist, a patron. Many of her followers follow in her footsteps. Her medium is flesh.
Probably won't be me seeing people. As in she takes you and she tries to make you better? She's basically a plastic surgeon, or as in she has wonderful...
I'm getting some serious Jack Nicholson, Joker, 89 Batman vibes as far as it comes to being an artist.
In a way.
She's a patron of the arts. She does inspire artists, but she also has been known to induce jealousy and a form of madness where one might partake in the odd necromantic rite, or perhaps have a desire to paint in blood, or some other more foul annotations.
I might just dabble in this religion.
Yeah, just a little foot in it. That's it. Just a little dabble.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that extra information. That's probably not my cup of tea, but I'm not entirely against it. It's interesting. We'll see. If I ever go insane, that's the path I'm going down. So just throwing that out.
Got it.
Like cannibalism.
Yeah. So,
woman codes.
do you have any questions, Zoom?
I do not at this time, but that's fantastic. It's a good story. I'm happy. I'm happy she shared that with me.
Okay.
I'm going to thank her. Ask her if she wants a song or anything. That deserves.
Strum on the lute.
Oh yeah.
She smiles. She hasn't heard music in a long time.
I didn't give her a heart attack.
Yeah, she's very grateful. Time passes. You guys will get a long rest in. Several hours, long hours passed. You guys easily do the work that she sets out. She provides a meal. Rogar, the large animals that you were given, that you brought back to her, she takes them and she offers an entire deer to the altar. She places it up at the foot of Belus and leaves it there as an offering. The other one she expertly serves up as food. And while the food is plain, it's actually quite good. Probably, Rogar's used to this style of cooking, not too many extras, just good.
Yeah, not spiced a ton, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Trist.
Yes.
I need you, because you were doing something important. I need you to roll me a D4, and then I need you to roll me a D10.
D4 is a 1.
That's unfortunate. Roll me the D10
Yes,
now.
It's been unfortunate so far all night. D10, a 2.
Oh my God.
We're getting there.
All right.
Maybe we'll roll a 5.
So, at the end of your meal, my dog just opened the door and ran in here because she's scared of the thunder outside. Let me close the door real fast.
Apparently, I didn't do a good job on the potatoes.
You're just having them. Yes.
All right.
Shit, man. Aaron gets
So-
those cool jobs.
The D4. So she brings over three larger. Well, they're not large. They're flasks, basically. She brings over 3 flasks. They're made out of a clay. Here, these are the fruits of your labor. You have 1 superior healing potion and 2 greater healing potions.
I'll keep that.
You could have
Superior
made a
myself.
lot more,
I was
Tris.
about to say, damn, that was bad.
Could have made a lot more.
Blow it.
Well, yeah, if only somebody else would have.
Apparently, up to 4 and 10, which
Yes.
would have been pretty cool.
Yes, yes indeed.
See, when you try to be benevolent, the dice still fuck
I
us.
tried.
You know?
There's
Here
one,
you are
one
being-
superior
here you are
and
being
2
a benevolent
greater.
god.
1 superior, 2 greater.
One superior, 2 greater.
And she gives you 4 additional vials. He said, and these will allow you to pass into the ethereal, should you need it.
I'll give everyone one of those.
Be careful though. Some things can still see you, and some things only exist there. Other threats that you might bypass might be aware.
So you give us some more of the trippy juice?
These are actual potions of etherealness. Now, there's only 4 of them.
Yeah.
There's 5 of you. But Zune doesn't need one.
Am I allowed?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
It says it. Okay, the way it has it laid out is 7th level etherealness, and
Hey.
it's something I can use yet. But
No,
I can,
no. The item does it, not you.
All right.
Yeah.
I follow.
Mhm.
I could have done it all this time. That would have been so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your cat too? You know.
I know. I'm he's gonna die. I don't want to lose him.
See, same fears.
I
I'll
know
give
you don't.
Zune. I gave Zune one of my greater ones.
Okay. As you guys are doling out potions after your rest, it never gets dark here. That might be a little for some of you, but maybe not. I don't know. You guys are able to have your rest in. And upon the next quote-unquote day, it's time passes strangely here, as you guys have already seen so far. And a figure approaches the hovel down the normal, the road that you guys took in. Shaman Ono is outside. She's already, you kind of see her speak a few words in Sylvan. And the guardians that looked like they were beginning to shift, relax, and stand still. The figure himself, you in fact recognize. He has black leathers, a large sword at his hip, a large bow on his back, and you recognize him as one of the ghost walkers, the one that was speaking to you before. Tattoos on his face, definitely elven, very, very pale. As pale as Velree is, strangely enough. As he kind of walks forward, his brow furrows, looking at the rest of you that are gathered. What is the meaning of this, Shaman? These are guests in the forest now. They are under my protection. They have tasks to complete. You will give them what they need. Should you ask something of them in their service, that is up to you. He just kind of nods his head. Do you have it? And she motions forward. You watch as a smaller, like not really a wolf, a small dog, almost kind of trots out from the side of the house. It's got a large sack in its mouth, and it drops it next to the ghost walker, and then walks off into the forest. He reaches down, opens it, and you guys all recognize that there are bundles of the antidote for the Red Death, as well as collections of herbs for the incense of Belus, protective incense that you guys have lit before. He gathers them up. Well, I need to deliver this to one of the rests, but I could have either myself or one of my men guide them should they need it. Good. Where would you like to be taken then? She looks towards all of you.
Crimson Seabed.
I cannot get you directly to the seedbed, but I could get you close. I could get you close to the Walker's refuge in the south. At this point, you hear the Ghost Walker. Shaman, if I may. What is it? Perhaps we go to the east. I might need them to perform a task for me. Very well. The east it is. Unless you guys object.
No objections for me.
The Ghost Walker walks over towards a very large tree. And most of the trees in the grove are very large indeed. He walks over to one that's exceptionally large and older. There's a bit of like markings around it. And you watch as Ono walks up towards it. And she places her large gnarled hand on it. She begins to whisper something in a strange language. It sounds primal almost. And as she steps away, there's almost like a small mote of energy pulsing where her hand was on the tree. She says, "You will need to be fast." As the tree begins to open up and separate itself, and a large portal is created in this tree, and you just see darkness within.
Run in and popping straight in.
Yes.
No questions.
The Ghost Walker immediately darts inside.
Yep.
Assuming the rest of you follow one after another.
Yep.
Into darkness. And that's where we're going to take our first break.